My video camera's shut down. I've got so much to learn. Listen to the sound of your insides. So the Sanskrit word bindi, which is Buddha, it's where we become this higher mind, and where each of us and all of us are Buddhas. In fact, this is a Sanskrit word for this point between the brows. Our buddhi, our higher mind, where each of us is the Buddha. Never let anyone take away from you your power of discernment, your power of right thinking, as the yogis would say. This is your birthright, this power within. As a light tower shows the way to boats in the night, there is a light within us brightening that which is dark. The fertility of the darkness is the foundation of the unknown. There is a divine perfection always. If we allow our future to be of our present and of our past. In fact, beyond time, there is a fulfillment in having a clear conscience. Beyond the five senses, there is a sixth sense. And this sixth sense is beyond the limits of the physical five. The content we use to see this and that is produced by our mind stuff, chitta. And this becomes what was and what is. The visualizations we have make our reality from our habits and from what we choose to focus on in this moment. This is really good news too, because that means that our thoughts are of our own making. And so we can access this inner light, this graceful knowing, and thereby becoming our perfected vibration. It's good to sense, it's good to feel, and whatever it takes. I'm not going to criticize a sunny blue sky or imagining that you're resting upon a warm beach. I mean, whatever it takes to find your way forward, to take the steps, to make the change. The small steps, the repetitive steps, with practice, with devotion, you become. And it's not just a buzzword or a piece of jewelry that has some ancient symbol, but it actually is who you are. Of course, an example, the chakras are merely visualization diagrams, and they connect us through space and through time as tools. Chakra science is really based upon us resting into the power of our mind. It's from our mind where we create everything that happens, that we embody. And the science of yoga, which includes the chakras, is really about very wise and tried and true ancient ways to uplift our feeling and to do so because we are interconnecting our mind via body to higher spirit. This intelligence that we access through the Ajna portal is really the primordial intellect, the ancient behavior patterns moving forwards by our will and our choice as individuals. And when we bring our contemplation to the 6th chakra, the 3rd eye, it's said to be like antennae, little antennae, connecting all living creatures in their intuition. We may not be able to see our antennae, but like animals, we too have and can't deny that there is a knowing when we listen. And it's known to us as this peaceful wisdom, like that of a cat. When we're looking at things as they are, without attachment, that's where we find stability and depth that cannot be denied. To yield power from this hidden geyser of the eternal within our soul, we can trust our gut wisdom. But this is a higher knowing where we can truly discern and free of judgment, free of prejudice, considering all. There's then an opening to the flowing quality of being alive. When we feel like we can just flow with nature, there's a grandness of reality, and we can trust the communication that comes to us spontaneously or that comes to us after contemplation. And from this primordial guide, kind of like how birds just know to flock and fly, our instinct is like the blue of the sky. And there just is. There just is something that is eternal. And with gratitude and with love in our hearts, we know there's nothing to fear. So held in your alignment, held in universal alignment, snuggled forever into the unknown, the mystery, you may sit comfortably as you take care to seat your pelvis and your hips level, leveling the top of the pelvic rim, the bones there. Use a cushion or a folded blanket if you want. Just make yourself comfortable as best you can. And then sitting straight, feel lifted, feel soft, feel relaxed. And from your tall spine, drop into your tail and feel up through your spine like a tube to the sky. Sit straight, sit lifted, be soft and relaxed. From your tail to the sky, inhale. And from the stars to your roots, exhale. Allow your breath to be full and round, listening to the sound as if fogging a mirror. Sometimes called the Darth Vader breath. The inhale is the exhale, letting go. Relaxing your face, your jaw, your lips. Your lips are soft as if surrendering to be kissed. Release the weight of your legs, lower back. Let your shoulders release the weight of the world and feel elated like an eagle with great wings. And from this tallness, feeling peaceful and safe, know the center of yourself and let the cosmic vibration quicken you in this moment. You might hear an inner sound, the bija seed sound of Ajna is Om, 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 Om. When we say the seed sounds, it's less important how loud we shout it out. I've taught some classes where there's like a competition to see who can ohm the loudest. And it's not about whether or not you get the vibrating intonation to sound like some yogi CD. They still make CDs. What it's about is the 3 letters that make up that word, A-U-M. The A is at your root. The U resonates in your belly and upwards, rising through your chest cavity. But that M just trails off into space. And it's really the silence, the mona of that trailing off as the sound moves on and on through space and through time, holding you like an invisible thread. The real meaning of the word Tantra. This invisible thread just connecting you forever throughout space and throughout time. This is what we're looking for in the Ajna, in the Om. And so through the bindi of the Ajna Chakra, the bindi visagra, the falling of the drop, this whisper that is silently heard, it's coming through it's coming through a complex system from the Agnya point into the center of the mind where the pineal pituitary glands sort of connect, but then it comes up through the crown, the back of the head, the falling of the drop place where the immortal elixir of life, the bindu visagra, where the elixir of life enters through a pinpoint, it is said, at the back of the head, near the top of the mind, near a baby's soft spot, where the Vaishnavites and the Brahmins will have this little tuft of hair. And that represents the Chandra Bindu, the point of the moon, which is our birthplace, it is said. Here, the magnetism of the universal mother connected to the darkness, like the darkness of the womb, through the moon, gives us our true birth. Through this point, there is a within, beyond the mind. The psychic electromagnetic field between the Sahasrara crown chakra and the Agnya point is an intricate pathway beginning at the 3rd eye. And a chakra is just a disc. It's a circle. It's a shape of infinity. Whereas a line has a beginning and an end. A circle is continuous, therefore said to symbolize the infinite. And so instead of thinking of a chakra as a cool jewelry item, for example, think of the importance and the power of this infinite freedom, really. In the circle, we have a forever abundant knowing, this realization of our immortality where there is no beginning and no end, as the cycles of the universe come to an end, symbolized as destruction through Shiva and beginning through Brahman. in our awakened living lives as embodied humans, we are all forms of Buddha or Vishnu. And it is simply our ability to realize this or not. And so the Bhagavad Gita teaches us that this honey is sweetness, like a nectar. And this nectar is our birthright from our mother, the moon. And we drink of this ambrosia as we drink of the stuff around us, which is illusion. But in the illusion, we forever know that the sun and the moon, Hata, is the source. And that it is the quality of our drinking the ambrosia, remembering to drink, choosing to drink, cultivating this drink, that we take in this vital nourishment like breast milk, and we allow this amrita, which can be contained through our control, through our discipline, through our devotion, and in this way we cultivate. And so when we do yoga, the exercises, the asanas, those are just physical postures to turn the valves of our energy flow either on or off. And so one such posture we can choose to do is Viparita Karani, or legs up the wall. If you have low blood pressure, this is contraindicated. But for most of us, from stress, we need to lower our blood pressure and practice this relaxing and calming position. Lying on our backs, feel supported by the weight of gravity. Feel supported by your weight, allowing gravity to hold you. Allow your legs to gently reach and rest up a wall, or rest them above your heart on a chair. Just have your legs higher than your heart, that's all. You could lay on a bed too and just put pillows under your legs. Any support really where you can fully let go and rest into your back body, said to symbolize your past, and feel held within deeper space, listening to that fogging the mirror Ujjayi breath, or any kind of just relaxed breathing, let your breath slow down a little bit. Listening to the breath, noticing how similar the breath sounds to waves in the ocean. Imagine that as you slow your breath down and extend the exhalation in particular outwards, that there's a deeper peace that begins to become you. Like as an ocean full of waves, when the waves slow down, the ocean's surface becomes smoother. And eventually, the surface of the ocean becomes so smooth, it becomes clear and reflective, like a mirror reflecting our mind. If you wish, you may employ Kachari Mudra as well by relaxing the root of your tongue and just feeling as though you're stretching your tongue, lengthening it forward toward the top teeth and back, or let's just phase 1 of Kichari. You can try to extend the tip of the tongue up toward the roof of the mouth, the upper palate. You can also eventually, with practice, from the root of the tongue upwards, lift and curl the tongue upwards towards the back of the throat near your tonsils. And this is said to be a gesture that sort of locks in this amrita, this honey nectar that flows down through this intricate highway, this matrix of points within, from the spirit to within the physical mind, ultimately coming to the Ajna before flowing down and back up and interconnecting with the rest of you. And so as this life force kind of, you can imagine it dripping this sweet nectar, like the fragrance from the flowers that the bees take to make their honey. You can feel on the surface of your tongue the moisture collecting there. It's like life force. It's like a dripping abundance. And this fluid is released from the bindu and held in the Ajna Chakra in the center of the brain, and comes forward through the Agnya down to the Vishuddha, where it is said to be purified, making itself useful for our lives in the Vishuddha Chakra. And so we are this inner matrix woven within the womb of the universal, and the Hatha Yoga Pradipika informs us that we all can prolong even life itself by the practice of Kichari Mudra. And we can store this immortal life elixir, also held within the sound Om. We are all divine. We are all that. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, forever peace. May your heart shimmer in the light of the sun and moon. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being present. Please like, share, and subscribe. Raise the vibe for the whole tribe. Namaste.